Alright, I'm going to do a quick cover for Protoss now. This time I'm going to be much faster. I'm going to get everything first and then get all the units out. And this time it'll be much less time on the video, so save your time. Okay, the first things first, you can notice that this time the Nexus can build a mothership. It's 400, 400, and it has those three abilities: Wormhole, Temporal Rift, and Vortex. Vortex is the one that grabs everybody in and does like AoE damage over time. And then we have the Wormhole, which uh, transports the mothership from one location to the next. And then we have Temporal Rift, which is the one that on a small AoE location you want to choice, everything slows down in that area, and its passive ability is the best thing. It cloaks all buildings and units beside it, as you can see from right there. It requires almost every single tech in order to build it, so and it costs 2 minutes. Notice that there's something called Chrono Boost on the Nexus. This is its a macro ability, which lets it build anything 50% faster for 30 seconds, 25 energy. This is what makes Protoss, I think, right now the best because they can just get so much units so fast. It's just ridiculous. And now I'll speed up everything for you. Before I just go crazy macro, uh, the cybernetics core is where you get the warp gate. The technology is 50-50, and I just use the chrono ability to make it 50% faster. What this ability does, it allows warp gates to transform gateways to transfer to warp gates. What this does is that when when you create the warp gate, you can teleport units instead of actually building them. You just teleport units directly there. I'll show you later on when I put everything down, and you'll see how overpowered this is. Slow this down a bit, just in case I don't talk fast enough. Twilight Council is the new whatchamacallit Citadel of Doom is where you get your charge ability and then blink ability for your stalkers and your zealots. You've seen the zealot charge, nothing changed for that, so I won't show you much of that. I'm still upgrading it. And then there's all the other abilities. There's the fleet beacon, which makes there's a ability that makes your interceptors come out faster. And there's another one that is for the void rays. As you can see, I have all the units here right now. Most of them. There's a mothership, which you all like to see. I'll show you. There's a warp prism, and I think I just went back a bit. Let's speed it up. And then there's a Colossi, there's a Immortal, there's the Void Ray, and here I'm just scouting the Phoenix. I didn't really do anything with it other than its Graviton Beam, which basically lifts up any unit, and that's all it does. Lifts up a unit into the air, so you can. And where's all the units? Warp Prism, which is the one that powers a location with just by pressing this. This is where I'm going to show you the warp gate ability. There's the carrier. It's fairly insane because with that, every single time you warp a unit, it's basically 5 seconds to build the unit. Basically, it's you don't even have to wait that full time. Look, 5 seconds on all of them, and there's a 35 second cooldown timer. So you can think about how OP that is, and you can just keep making units that way. It's faster than making units themselves. Having the warp gate is much more beneficial. I I worked in Dark Templar. Dark Templar didn't change just the physique. There's a Sentry, which is one of the three switch abilities. Hallucination, which you all should know what it does from the High Templar from SC1. There's Force Field, which you saw, which just blocks and impedes them. Guardian Shield creates a range of 4. It's not that big, and it reduces the incoming damage of all friendly units. And not only that, the War Prism is also the new transport, because you can also load up units. I think I'm going to load the High Templar here very soon, because it might be in danger. I don't know. But we'll see. Then I'll show you each of the units one by one. Oh, and then I teleport more stalkers. It's just that fast. 5 second cooldown, warp gate, and you can keep doing it. You can use any units you want. I chose not to spam it because the computer can't handle it, but you can keep spamming it with your money. This is the Immortal. It's good against tanks, and any heavy bombarding unit. Basically, this is anti-tank, anti-tank, anti-colossi. Since it reduces all the damage down to 10. But against anything else, they just perish so fast. You can just see the small battle right there. It's not too great. I haven't used it much. I haven't even played much Protoss to be honest. The Colossi, it can be hit by air and ground, which is supposed to be really good since it can go up and down the cliffs, but it can be hit by missile turrets, which is kind of annoying. As you can see, I'm gonna try to send it in to do some damage, and totally forget that missile turret can hurt it. And look, it's getting bombarded, and it just drops so fast. 350 health for 300, 200. It's not that great right now. It's not. I don't see many people using it that much. Here's the Void Ray. I find the Void Ray actually not too bad because it does a lot of damage over a specific amount of time. I thought it would outrange the turret, but apparently not. So it barely survived. But against any building, it's actually pretty ridiculous. It does a lot of damage. Like I just stood here for a few seconds, and if I had one warp ray, it would have done a considerable amount of damage. Because look at that go down, and I only been there for like a few seconds. Any other unit will not be able to do that much damage unless it has an anti-building ability. See, it has 2 plus bonus 4 versus armored, and it does more every single time. And you see one of those peaks come out. See those claws? Now there's 2, and there's supposed to be 3, and then yep, there's 3, and there goes the my void ray. But who cares? Now I'm gonna send my carrier and see how fun it is. Sends out its interceptors pretty fast, though it didn't really do much. I think killing one person, but it's only one carrier. What do you expect? See how fast the carriers came out? I think they made carriers much more better. They come out with 4 interceptors when you finish building the carrier, and you just need to build 4 more. You don't even need to upgrade the interceptors. So I carry a type of rift, and then I'll show you the vortex twice. It's actually pretty imbalanced in my opinion. All you are not taking it out of the battle, and sure it still works, but as you can see, it just wrecks so many units, and it cloaks everything around it too. So all those interceptors, they're all cloaked, and yeah. And now I'm just probably gonna send it back to its base after I kill everything. It does also a decent amount of damage, so like not too worried about it. And here you go, teleport back to base, and just cloaks. See, cloaks all your buildings. Mothership, not too bad. And there's the Phoenix. Try to show you something at the end, and that's pretty much it for Protoss. Showed you every single unit, all the new mechanics. Hope you enjoyed it.